Pawn to e4. Pawn to e5. Knight to f3. Knight to c6. Bishop to c4. Italian game. Knight to f6, allowing the fried liver attack. Pawn to d3. Bishop to c5. Giuoco Pianissimo. Pawn to c3. King to g8. King to g1. Pawn to d5. Pawn to d5. Knight to d5. Rook to e1, putting the rook on our open file and attacking e5. Bishop to g4, defending e5 by pinning the attacker. Knight to d2. Knight to b6. Pawn to b4. If you hit my bishop, I hit yours. Bishop to e7. The f1 rook is now x-raying black's bishop. Bishop to b5, with the idea of doubling black's queen-side pawns. Pawn to f6, a non-optimal move. It protects e5 and controls the jumps of white's f3 knight, but weakens the a2-8 diagonal and blocks the e7 bishop. Pawn to d4, a great move. White quickly takes advantage of the drawbacks of f6 and opens the center. Note that black is attacking d4 with 3 pieces and white defending with 2. But the f3 knight is pinned. Pawn to d4. White's idea is to combine his threats on the e-file and the a2-8 diagonal. Queen to b3, getting out of the pin with a tempo. King to h8. Bishop to c6, removing the defender of d4. Pawn to c6. Knight to d4, threatening a fork on c6. Bishop to d7. Knight to e4. The two horses neigh from their central outposts. Rook to e8. Bishop to d2. The top sockfish move. One idea is to protect b4 and allow c4 followed by bishop c3. Pawn to a5, hitting the head of the spear. Knight to c5. Pawn to a4. Queen to f7, moving the queen to the only square available on the a2-8 diagonal. Black's king can't move to any square. A check can be mortal. Bishop to c5. Pawn to c5. Knight to d5. Pawn to c4. Black to play. What to move? If rook to e7, a great move, defending the second rank and expelling white's infiltrated queen. Knight to g5 with counterattack. Knight to e7, a blunder, was played in the game. The knight blocks the defense through the second rank. White to play. Pause the video and find the best move. If you got the right move, then you have an attacker's eye. But did you see till the end? Bishop to h6, a brilliant move, threatening checkmate on g7. Black is forced to accept the sacrifice, because the rook can't leave the defense of the e7 knight. Pawn to h6. Knight to e6, a brilliant move. The only way of keeping the attack going. Exchanging the knight for the light square's defender. Bishop to e6. Queen to f6. King to g8. Queen to e6. Black to play. What to move? If king to h8. Rook to d1, white is winning. King to g7 was played in the game. Rook to d1. Checking black's queen. The lady will be out of the game if she goes to b8. She is needed to defend the king side. Knight to d5. If you check my queen, I'll check yours, says black. Queen to c6. Knight to b4. Queen to f3. Black is a piece up, but his king is vulnerable. Also, his knight is out of the game, and will no longer take part in the defense. Queen to f6. Of course, white will not accept a queen's exchange. Rook to d7. The rook can't block the check without leaving the a8 rook unprotected. King to g6. The funeral march begins. Queen to g3. Black to play. What to move? If queen to g5. Queen to f3. White is winning. King to h5 was played in the game. Look at a1, that rook hasn't moved the whole game. Queen to h3. King to g6. Queen to g3. King to h5. Rook to d1. Wei Yi remembers he has one more rook and finishes his development on move 31. Queen to f5. Pawn to h3. Rook to g8. Queen to c7. And black resigns. The game could have continued like this. Rook to c8. Pawn to g4. King to g6. Rook to d6. King to g5. Queen to e7. King to f4. Queen to e3. A brilliant attacking chess by Wei Yi. The first imprecision of black was to open the a2 gram8 diagonal, which allowed white to open the center and take the initiative and pushed black's pieces back. The position was still equal, but black blundered by blocking the defense of the second rank with his knight. White quickly opened the position, sacrificing a bishop and exchanging a knight. Then he started a brutal attack with queen and rooks.